Welcome, one and all. All right, there's going to be a part one to this. I realize I'm doing this out of order by doing part two. But this is some liberal chick that, well, she thought it'd be a good idea to fly to America. Okay. You know, reasons. Jesus Christ. Oh, whatever. Who cares? Wonderful. My neighbors can't fucking figure out the off switch. So anyway, let's get
TikTok, which is tell you where I'm located. I'm a scholar of the far right who has fled the United States to
scholar of the far right, meaning I have no job prospects.
Canada, and I need help. I have been extremely cautious about what I share on here. For scholars of the far right, there's just an
why? Nobody has gotten for you.
Understanding that at some point you will receive threats or be doxxed or otherwise have your family.
You receive death threats, be doxxed, or your family threatened. I have not heard of one person on the left, be it the extreme left to the moderate left, receiving death threats, being doxxed, or having their family threatened. The only people I've ever heard that happening to are people on the right, my dear.
Threatened, like it was just sort of like explained to me when I started by senior scholars that was an expected part of the job. So after my first viral video where I wasn't even talking about my research, but I was experiencing people coming in the comments section giving me those,
they're in the comments section. They have no ability to carry out their threats. Be rational, sweetheart.
I've been very cautious. I don't film outside. You don't know my name. You don't know my university. I don't film with my friends. So
what you're saying is you're paranoid.
So revealing where I'm located feels very hard. But the situation in Canada is absolutely dire. For Americans who don't know, the housing crisis here is worse than in the United States.
So you fled to a country with a worse housing crisis, meaning rents are through the roof. Well, of course, it's socialist Canada. Makes sense.
Lived in LA for 6 years, and I have not faced rent as bad as here.
Okay, she lived in Los Angeles, and she's saying that Los Angeles rent is reasonable to Canada's rent. What the fuck is going on in Canada?
When my partner, our cat, and our dog fled the United States, we headed north with the goal of being close to where our families are located, which is on the West Coast. So we are now in British Columbia. More specifically, we are in the Sea to Sky Highway.
So you had to leave the United States when you're on the leftist coast. When, again, you're supposedly a PhD candidate, which means you've been in school for at least 8 years, meaning you were an adult for Trump's first term. What the fuck is wrong with you?
In the greater Vancouver area, we are attempting to find housing in the western side of this region. My partner and I are here on a visitor visa, which is a 6 months possible stay for Americans. But while you're here,
oh God, for the love of God, Canada, please keep her. Please keep her.
on a visitor visa, you can't work. So
let me get this straight. You went to a country on a visitor visa with no money, and you can't get a job.
currently surviving off of what savings we could get together before we fled the United States.
What did you have to flee from? Oh, that's right. Absolutely nothing.
And that's not terribly much. And in Canada, I think it's actually the cost of living crisis is worse here, especially when you are shut out of the healthcare system, when you can't access any of the resources that Canadians have access to. And that's understandable, I'm not
Really? That's understandable that you, as an American immigrant, can't access, as a non-citizen, the resources of Canada. But you want our country to be more open with its resources than Courtney Love was with her cunt.
a citizen of the country, but it is making the financial situation dire because we can't work. Because there are 2 adults, a cat and a dog, we are
So, literally, this whole thing is just a confession of you being a fucking moron.
looking for more than a room, but a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom.
If you know of a studio, 1 or 2 bedroom apartment that we might be able to rent or stay in for free, DM me. By the way, the rent she brings up is below market rate. Look, if I'm going to let 2 bitches stay in an apartment I happen to be the landlord of for free, yeah, guess what? You just signed up to be my sex slaves.
For free or below market rates. And I know that's a huge ask, but that's what we need. Canadians have been asking where I'm located and what I need because y'all are such lovely human beings.
There is no Canadian on this planet. And I don't know if they're more polite than Americans or not. I don't fucking care. But there's no Canadian landlord that's going to let you stay in a 2-bedroom apartment for free. Give me a fucking break. Again! Unless you and your girlfriend are sucking his dick.
This is the ask.
Although one of them might be a man, so he may be out of that. He may not even get the threesome.
If you could help me by interacting, reposting this video, I would very much appreciate it to get this out there. As horrified as I am to be revealing my...
All right, but now we move on to the good news, the great news. Unfortunately, it does mean a runoff. But Al Green, Al Cro-Magnon, Al Caveman Green is damn near out. Damn near out of his representative seat. Now it will stay it will stay Democrat. Just, you look at the numbers here. I mean, Al Green and the guy that beat him got 84,000 votes. The Republicans could barely get 10,000. So it ain't flipping red. And I have no idea who this Christian Menfee is. But he ain't Al Green. He ain't Al Green. And how much money does the Democrat Party actually spend on this runoff election? Just saying. And now we go to the other big one. Jasmine Crocket is done. Her career is over unless she reruns for the House. Which, I don't know, the ghetto bitch might do, but I tend to think no. They'll probably get her a job on MSNBC or something like that. But Crocket is at least out of my fucking government. Which kind of sucks for me because, kind of sucks for me because she was a great content machine. But anyway, let's listen to this.
Texas primary, including U.S. House Rep. Jasmine Crocket, losing her bid to become the Democratic Party's nominee to run for the U.S. Senate. She wants to cry foul, but I don't think so. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we're going to talk about the Texas primary election, which happened last night, Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. Now, as I said from the beginning, the U.S. House Rep. Jasmine Crocket lost her bid to become the Democratic Party's nominee to run for the U.S. Senate up against James Tallarico. Now, I thought she could win this race, but of course, she didn't. And even if she did, she was not going to win in the general election up against the Republican incumbent or Ken Paxton. Now, speaking about those guys, they must go to a runoff because although the incumbent Cornyn got more votes than Ken Paxton, he did not get beyond 50% because Wesley Hunt, who had no chance from the beginning, got 13.5% of the vote. So they'll go to a runoff. I still think Cornyn will win, but it's up in the air because this was.
Okay, so we'll have one black ass versus another black ass. Black conservative perspective thinks Ken Paxton will take the day.
A very, very close race. Now, speaking about races that are not very close, Dan Crenshaw.
You're not talking about the Al Green that actually sang songs. You're talking about the Cro-Magnon caveman that was a representative.
Mr. Eye Patch himself got stomped out in his U.S. House race up against megachurch pastor Steve Toth. Now, before I go any further, let's get to a few things here. First of all, I'm going to show you this article just to be on the same page because Jasmine Crocket may say, oh, well, we still got votes to count. They were cheating us. They stopped us from voting, all this, that, and the third. No. It's been called. Tallarico did win the race. That's just what it is. All media outlets called it. It's not up for discussion anymore. Now, speaking about Jasmine, let's get to what she said. And of course, I will link to this video and everything else in the description if you want to see it and hear it without my commentary. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit a link in the bio. Go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Or order saying you had until 9, I'm sure that there were people that joined the line after 7. They now are telling them that you have to separate the votes out. What this means is that we will not know what votes.
You had from, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. to vote. And remember, when it comes to voting, you can legally leave work, and your boss cannot punish you. If he does, You could sue his ass. You've had more than enough time to vote.
Are to be tallied from Election Day out of Dallas County, for sure we won't know that tonight. So knowing that Dallas County is a big dump of votes.
Oh, yes, I'm sure it was just the white man fucking you, Jasmine Crocket. It wouldn't actually shock me if you had a white husband either.
We, in my opinion, will not know the election results overall tonight. We need to see the Dallas County votes to see where they are. I mean, if the early vote comes in, which we may have the early vote soon, if it comes in and I'm losing Dallas County, then we know kind of where this thing is going. So,
Jasmine, not only did you need to win Dallas County, you need to win it in a significant fashion. You didn't. It's over. You're done, sweetheart.
So that's my news, is that we're not going to have election results tonight, in my opinion, based upon what specifically is taking place in Dallas County. Unfortunately, this is what Republicans like to do. And so they specifically targeted Dallas County, and I think we all know why. So I want you to enjoy yourselves, but I won't be back tonight because I have no idea of when we're going to get results, and I fully anticipate it won't be until tomorrow. So.
Oh, yeah. She's
I love y'all too. Thank you so very much for being here.
Guys, Blue Chew Gold is the only one that's combining sildenafil, tadalafil, and apomorphine.
Sildenafil and tadalafil bring speed and...
Okay, now, Jasmine, there's a lot we got to talk about. Okay, there's a lot we got to say. Now, what you're referring to as far as the court order was in Dallas County, there was a request to extend the closing time from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Now, this was granted, but then it was rejected by the Supreme Court. Why? Because you guys were just asking for the Democrats to stay open to 9 and not the Republicans, because there's been a rule change this year that says the Democratic primary and the Republican primary is separate. You guys just wanted the Democrats to have 2 more hours and not the Republicans in Dallas County specifically. So they said, no, we're not going to do that. Now, in Williamson County, which has more whites, they were allowed to be open until 10 p.m. But guess what? That's for Democrats and Republicans, not just Democrats and not just Republicans. So you guys are equally affected in Dallas County and also Williamson County. Let's be clear. You guys are equally affected.
If you would have, if the Republicans refused, they didn't keep their polls open. Sorry if the Democrats are that stupid they can't figure out where to go to vote.
You and James Talarico were equally...
And again, they had all fucking day to do it. And again, you can leave work to vote, and your boss can't say dick.
Affected in Dallas County and in Williamson County. And the same thing for the Republicans. If you guys asked for Dallas County to be extended for Democrats and Republicans, maybe it would have stayed the way it stayed in Williamson County, but you didn't do that. You guys only wanted your party to have 2 more hours. That's not fair. And they wanted more time because there was confusion about the rule changes and whatnot. Even so, it wouldn't have made a difference.
You had from January 1st to figure out these rules. So, sorry, leftists are retarded.
Jasmine, because you lost pretty handedly, okay? And before we get to how bad you lost, let's go to the whole James Tallarico situation. Check it out.
What is the sense in Texas of how James Tallarico upset Crocket?
Yeah, so Congressman Crocket definitely came into this race with the name recognition, but
I don't know if Tallarico actually upset Crockett, but whatever, fine.
and these two candidates were fairly similar in terms of their policy positions, but they had two very different pitches for voters. Crocket really pitched herself as a fighter, someone who was going to take on Donald Trump and stand for Democrats, whereas
It doesn't matter. They probably would have fallen to the Republican nominee in November. Remember, there's another goddamn election. It's called the general. By the way, if Jasmine Crocket is that pissed off and she thinks she can win, she can still run as a independent.
Representative James Tallarico was talking about taking on economic and political systems that are run by billionaires.
Okay, look at this right here. 52.9, 52.9 to 45.7 difference. 160,205 votes. So, Jasmine, I don't think that you would have made up that many votes in 2 hours in Dallas County. Okay? I don't think that would have happened.
Saying that, yes, he was going to take on Trump, but also that he was pitching himself as sort of this big tent Democrat who would bring in independents, who could bring in disaffected Republicans, whereas Representative Crocket was really focused on bringing in and juicing the Democratic voter turnout. And so two very different strategies there. And we see that Tallarico was the one that ultimately proved successful. But I will also say that it was a very long night last night, and Crocket actually came out and said she did not think that there was going to be a result because there were all of these issues at the polls in Dallas County and also in Williamson County in Austin, near
It doesn't
Austin.
matter.
And there's currently this legal battle going on over whether or not the extra 2 hours of voting that had been granted, if those votes are going to be allowed to be counted at this point. But regardless, based on the numbers,
It doesn't matter. She lost. And honestly, as somebody that wants everything to stay nice and red, like a freshly smacked ass, I'd rather have Crockett in there because she's much easier to beat.
it looks like Tallarico has won it here.
Yeah.
There we go. Exactly. Now, you're hearing some noise, a bunch of birds. That's how Dallas is. I've been in Dallas a few times.
No, you can cast your vote after the election deadline, but you have to be in line. That's the kicker. You have to be in line. And again, you have all day to vote, and you can leave work at any time to go vote. And if your boss punishes you for this or gives any sort of a scoff, you can sue his ass into oblivion.
It was crazy. I'm out.
Because he's fucking with federal statutes.
Outside downtown, it's like at night, and I'm hearing like a zoo, like birds chirping everywhere. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it's all about. Dallas, if you guys know anything about that, any Dallas residents watching me, please break down the birds noise for me. But I did hear that quite a bit when I was out there recently. Now, let's keep on rocking and rolling. Here is James Tallarico speaking. And let's be clear. James Tallarico is a Democrat who was Jasmine Crockett's opponent in the primary. Let's be clear.
We are still waiting for an official call, but we are confident in this movement we've built together. Every vote must be counted. Every voice must be heard.
All right, let's see here. She has a pretty face. She has an okay body. My God, does this chick have great tits? Right next to the sloppy jalopy chick. The one with the tassels. So we have tassels and sloppy jalopy. Great tits. Nice body. Guy actually running for office. Fat glasses wearing lady. And at least through my eyes, pretty eyes. Or pretty face.
The voter suppression in my home county and in Congresswoman Crockett's home county underscores the gravity of this moment. The number of young people.
Who has been suppressed in this vote, dickhead? Who has been suppressed? I will say this, at least Democrat parties are starting to get some great tits out. I see one woman with good tits, another one with good tits.
People who showed up to vote in this election is unprecedented. The number of Texans who have never voted before but showed up in this election is unprecedented. The number of independents and Republicans who voted in this Democratic primary is unprecedented.
Did they really show up, or were they just trying to stop Jasmine Crocket?
This is proof that there is something happening in Texas. Tonight, the people of our state gave this country a little bit of hope. And a little bit of hope is a dangerous thing. I want to thank y'all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in this fight. God bless y'all. Thank you.
All right, there we go. That is James Talarico. Now,
I gotta pee. I'll be right back. Cough up a bucket, cheap bastard. I'd bunch of breakfast. Cough up a fucking bucket, cheap bastard. I'd your breakfast. All right. Might heard me quoting some lines from Reservoir Dogs. The hell did I call this goddamn live stream? Okay. Who cares? All right, we're gonna do this, and then we're just gonna. I'm just gonna leave it. Maybe we'll do a few more tomorrow, but anyway, men say no to this single mom's crazy demand. She's a mom of 3. So if you're gonna date this bitch, who is, I mean, she's not unattractive, but she's fucking 6. And that's me being nice about it. And that's me being after I don't know how many beers.
3, let's do it. Y'all really just be broke out here, huh? I'm talking to the men right now. Let me put you on, buddy.
Okay. All right. You're a single mom with 3 kids. You have attitude. And you have fake ass acrylic nails. Already, the chances of me dating you are about 0.
If you're interested in a woman and she says something like, I'm going to get my nails done tomorrow, how hard is it for you to be like, okay, I'm gonna send you $100? Do you
Wait, what?
Is it for you to be like, okay, I'm gonna send you $100? Do you not?
Wait.
How hard is it for you to be like, okay, I'm gonna send you $100? Do you not?
Hold on, I gotta back up even farther. I didn't think there was that much into this video.
If you're interested in a woman and she says something like, I'm going to get my nails done tomorrow, how hard is it for you to be like, okay, I'm gonna send you $100? Do you?
So I'm interested. Haven't gone out on a date with her. Haven't had her suck my fucking cock. Haven't put a ring on it. I'm just interested. And she happens to mention to me in casual conversation, I'm going to get my nails done. I'm supposed to pay for that. On what planet are you living on?
Not have $100 to spare? The most she'll spend is $30 if you order her.
The most I would spare for no fucking reason is exactly $0.
Some food to her house. Order her some food to her work.
No. Again, unless she is my sex slave, I'm not ordering her dick.
I'm trying to put you on game. Like, you need to listen to me. Like, it actually grosses me out whenever I tell a man that I'm talking to, I'm going to get my lashes done, and the only words out of his mouth are, well, let me see a picture when you're done. How about you send me $75 to pay for it?
No! And you ain't that fucking hot! Yeah, you want my $75 to pay for your fucking lashes? No problem. As long as at the end of your last job, you give me a fucking blowjob.
$75 is pocket change. Why are you
75. This bitch has to be an OnlyFans model. This cunt has to be an OnlyFans model. To say something that stupid, she has to be a fucking OnlyFans model. You seriously think the average guy can treat $75 like pocket change?
not offering to pay for that, especially since you want a photo of it afterward?
I don't care about the photo. I just want you wiping my cum from your eyes.
Look, I'm gonna just start dating the women for you guys since y'all suck at it. Like, women want to be taken care of first and foremost. I don't care.
Yeah, right up until you get in your feminist power thing and your money is your money, but my money is your money.
What anyone says, like, being taken care of is the most attractive thing for a woman. Telling me,
Okay, are you gonna stay thin and also bear me children? Oh, and by the way, this staying thin is yes, a requirement after bearing children. You gonna do that for me, sweetheart?
you talk to a woman and you're not calling her, you're just literally using your little thumbs to text? Are you 12 years old?
If I had to divide the genders about who texts more, I'm willing to gamble women text far more than men.
You guys, I can't deal with this. Like, y'all are just so annoying to me. Some of you are rolling your eyes being like, women just want to take our money. You just want to take our body? And what? Like,
We don't take your body. You freely offer it up after 2 glasses of wine.
on facts. I don't know. Y'all are weird.
Okay, male lab. Single mom of 3. Single mom of 3. This should be.
Yeah, and she's a single mom of 3. She's a single mom of mother fucking 3. And she is still looking for the tippity top crust of men. Bitch, you ain't worth it. There's a reason Kyle Kalinske has been made fun of so many times. Because he took to wife a 41-year-old hag that can't give him kids and had 3 or 4 kids of her own. I forget how many kids came out of Crystal Ball's cunt. Probably didn't even give him the decency of taking his last name. Yeah, and y'all wondering why you're so sad. Well, here's the thought, ladies. Here's my little 2 cents. When you have a kid with a guy, maybe stay with the guy. Even if maybe you grow to dislike each other, maybe stay together for the kids. Now, look, I'm not saying stay together if he beats the living fuck out of you every goddamn day because he hates his life. Then get the fuck out. But I'm also saying, whenever you don't feel happy, don't immediately hit the divorce button. Because guess what? The grass usually is not greener on the other side. And if you have a kid, any guy that you date that doesn't have a kid is 9 times out of 10 going to not want to date you. Are there exceptions to the rule? Yes. And you ladies should treasure these men. Because they do something that most men will not. And that's either A, deal with a kid's dad in one way or another, or B, deal with being a stepdad. So again, if you find a guy that's willing to do that, fucking treasure him. Because you actually hit the lottery. Because I can't speak for every man in the world. I'll just speak for me, and I'd say probably 95% of men like me. If a woman has a kid, we're out. It's a no-win situation for us. It is an extreme no-win situation for us. Why bother? Find some twat that doesn't have kids. But anyway, I guess I'm going to cut the show a little short tonight. That's the show. Good night, everybody.
But people